You're live.
I'm live. Okay. So today I'm going to talk about the iPad, the apps that go with it, of course. First thing I want to say is that Ken told me to tell you everyone who attended today will get a free iPad. Alright, so thank you for attending. See Ken next week to pick up your iPad. Alright, I'm going to talk about a few apps. Originally this was going to be designed for math specific, but I mean, how many of us are math teachers here? I do have something I could talk about with math. Yeah, we have one, and that's it. So it's not going to be math specific. What I'm going to do is kind of look at apps, general apps that everybody should have on an iPad if you choose to get an iPad or you win one in the contest. For those of you that don't know, the faculty has a contest. Is it every year or semester?
Year.
Every year they have a contest. You submit a proposal to Ken, he goes through all the proposals and he picks the top two. Angela and Maria were the two winners this year out of two candidates. We had a whole bunch, right, Beth? We had really
Five.
we had five. But so every year you can, if you're faculty, I don't know what he's doing if the staff has the same deal. That may be something for Gene. So what I want to do is talk about some apps today, and again, it's going to be more of a general workshop or talk or whatever you want to call it. Because like I said, I don't want to do math specific. I mean, how many here actually have iPads? 1, 2, 3. Liar.
It's
a tablet. How many have tablets? All right, so most of us don't have an iPad. That's kind of what I assumed when I was thinking about what am I going to talk about. But there definitely are apps for everything out there. If you're just getting an iPad, sorry, I thought this was up there. If you're just getting an iPad, there's a few must apps that you should really get. You just connect to the projector here.
How did you connect to the projector?
John.
I'm sorry, did you have a question, ma'am?
How did you connect to the projector? Oh, I can't. Can I?
All right, I'll talk about that.
You don't have a projector.
All right, first,
Oh, that one you're on. I thought you were on that one. Never mind.
I can connect to that one as well. If it doesn't have HDTV, or does it?
This does have HDMI.
All right.
But you still gotta plug the cord in up there, right?
Correct.
Yeah, in order to use it, I don't want to unplug it, but we have our little Apple TVs here. The Apple TV is what you need to project, and what it does is it mirrors everything that's going on your iPhone. All right, see, if I turn it, it's going to turn it. So whatever I have going on here just mirrors it, and that connects right into your projector, or hopefully we're getting all of them with the connections to it, right, with the HDTVs?
Going forward, yeah.
Hopefully. Yeah, we tried a little bit of that. It didn't work out so well, but regardless, you should be able to get your own if you have an iPad. From Eric, I'm sure he'd be more than happy to provide you with one, as well as a new projector. So yeah, basically I want to talk about what kind of apps do we need? What kind of apps should you have? This is great. It's just absolutely. All right, and any apps that you're looking for, you can go right to the App Store. All right, that should already be on your iPad, I believe, when you get it. You click on the App Store and you can go in and any app that you want. My son loves games.
My kids like that one too.
So it is awesome for the kids. Obviously this isn't a talk about the kids, but what was I going to say? I don't know if you had told me about this or not, Beth, the states,
Yeah.
learning the states. My 4-year-old daughter knows all 50 states.
So does mine. My
we're-
5-year-old learned all the states, now he's working on state capitals.
Yeah, that's what
I
she said.
kid you not.
And
Crazy.
it's called Stack the States. And it's just an easy app that they love. They learn all the states. They learn certain things about the states. And like I said, my daughter, she's 4.
My son's 5, yeah, same thing. That's his favorite game now.
So that's cool. But anyway, getting back, you can go into the iTunes store and get any apps that you want. Most of the apps are free. Sorry. Camera can't see what's going on. Most of the apps are free. All right. In fact, some of them are only $1.99, 99 cents, and whatnot. There are some out there that are ridiculous. They want like 40 or 50 bucks. I don't even look at them. So I honestly can't tell you if those are any good or not because I don't waste my time looking at them. Because like I said, most apps are free. So this is the first app that you should actually get on your tablet. And it'll go through and tell you what the top 10 apps are. Now, this isn't necessarily for education, but you'll see some in there. And they make it very user-friendly. If you want an app, you click on it. All right? And all it asks for is your password. So this is movies and whatnot. The ebook is nice. You can have a bookshelf with all your books in there, and books are cheaper. So any books, if you're an avid reader, Stephen King or whatever, you can plug them. You can have your bookshelf full. And like I said, some are $1, $2, $5, and you can have your whole book on here. Let's see. There's a ton of apps when we talk about movies and music, but I want to get back down to Twitter's big. I don't have a Twitter account yet because I honestly don't think I'd have the time. I don't even have a Facebook account yet. But we have all these apps on here as well. An important app that I like is the Dropbox app. If you don't have it, I think this is a must. All right. What is the Dropbox app? That's your own personal Dropbox that you can store any data that you want, whether it's pictures, files, PDFs, whatever. And you can put them in the Dropbox on your iPhone, your iPad, or your desktop, or your laptop. It's all connected. So if I want to take a picture of somebody with this, boom, I take the picture. It's automatically on my PC. All right? And a lot of the apps that you find will ask you to access your Dropbox in order to pull up a picture or pull up a file. All right? So that one's a must, in my opinion. And guess what? It's free. All right? Pandora, Netflix, of course, advertising. Other apps, all right, Air Display. You can have the 2 monitors if you want. I don't necessarily have that one. That's funny, Cut the Rope is on here. But what's another must app? It'd be this one right here. I believe we need this Air Player in order to connect. So the Air Player HD app that I have here, this is the one that allows me to connect to the projector through HD TV. All right? And believe it or not, it's kind of tricky to get there. I went through this issue myself. It took about 20 minutes. It took Barry just as long. But what we had to do was, again, I keep thinking that we're all familiar with that. You double click to get down here, and then you flip it over, and boom, you want Apple TV on.
You're in the way.
Oh, sorry. You want Apple TV on. Again, see that? You just click down here, Apple TV on, and it'll mirror your Apple TV. So that's a must app too, especially if you're going to use this in the classroom. Let's see. Going back, well, you can look through this app yourself, but they have new apps, they have popular old apps, they have music apps, any kind of apps you're talking about that you're interested in, I guess. Another one I want to talk about is Teacher Pal. I'm not going to talk much about it because I believe that's what you're going to talk about, right? But Teacher Pal is one of these apps out there that's great for the classroom.
It's called Teacher Kit now, though. They updated.
Oh, did
You know
they?
that?
I was afraid to update because it said you may lose your student information on there, so I didn't update yet.
I haven't
So
figured out what they changed, but
Okay. But it's a great app. You create your own classroom. And just, you know, you can put your students in here, you can put their pictures in here, you can move them around. Pretty nice way to memorize all your students' names in the first week. All right? You can do grading and whatnot. But again, that's a free one. You can pay for them if you want. A nice one, Teacher Aid. You can even create syllabi for all of your classes. Again, just about an app for everything that you can think of on here. One specific app that I really like is the Edu Creations. Anybody hear of that? Quit laughing at all my kids' games, that's his side. He has one little page on here. Trust me, your kids will get a hold of this. Yours will, you'll have a page like that too.
Google Earth.
Yeah, Google Earth too. So regardless, if I was going to do a math-specific one, we have your Pocket CAS. All right, we have your iMathematics. There are tons of math. Essentially, you have a portable graphing calculator here is what you'll have. All right, so I can incorporate this into math. And again, I can mirror it. I can create graphs. I can move them. And I'll kind of highlight more what I'm going to do here with EduCreation. I guess before I get into my little spiel of EduCreations, do you guys have questions about it? Specific apps and whatnot?
As far as like the iPad, are most of these apps that you talked about, would they be available for like the notebook or the Droid version?
I believe they are, yes. One thing I do notice is when I go to the App Store here, it'll specify which apps are iPad apps, which apps are iPhone apps. All right? So iPad and iPhone, I don't know about the connection between.
The difference is the size. So if you download the iPhone, they're this big on your iPad.
Okay.
You know, because they're meant for an iPhone screen.
Okay.
And then the iPad ones are bigger. But I think there are other options. I don't know that you go to the same place, but a lot of these, they build them with capability for the other tools as well. So.
Okay. Yeah, see, I don't have an iPhone. My wife gets the iPhone. I don't have one, so I don't know. But yeah, you should be able to connect all these, and that's a good point too. Smaller versions. So.
Yeah, so if you don't have an iPad, but you have an iPhone, half of these are available for the iPhone as well, and do the same thing.
Well, yeah, and plus, I have an HTC, and I don't specifically go on the Apple one or whatever, but they have their own.
Equivalent one, you can get
Right,
this stuff
get
for.
the same stuff.
But again, what kind of apps do you want? You can look at categories, you know, education, and there are about, I think, somewhere around 600,000 apps right now. I think that's the number right now. But you can narrow it down, education, price, is you want it free, what device, iPad only, or you want to be able to communicate, iPad, iPhone. So yeah, I would check on the Droid, but like she said, it's just a smaller version maybe. You should be able to connect with it.
I'd like to share one that I've been using. It's through Google, which would be through Droid, but it's called Learn Boost, and I think that's an app that's also available.
Is it free?
Yeah.
Okay. So Learn Boost, that's one I haven't looked at yet. But you'll see, you'll be overwhelmed by how many different apps that there are. All right. Usually if I find an app that I really like, I just stick with it. Don't worry about looking for the version that costs 50 bucks or even $2 or $3. A lot of them have the same function. Like the Teacher Pal, Groovy Grader, you know, very similar. But another example, your apps can be as simple as saving your time scoring on tests. I have 46 questions, what's the percentage? I mean, just a simple app, but could come in handy rather than every time plugging it into the calculator. All right, let's say I had 67 questions. All right, automatically shoots out the percentage for you. So a lot of helpful little apps as well. And again, I believe all the apps I have on here are free, except a couple of the games I had to pay for. Okay. All right, the last thing I want to talk about is kind of do a demo with one that I like, EduCreations here. And this is probably the app that I use the most in the classroom. And here's what it looks like. Again, it's free, doesn't cost anything if you have an iPad. And what it does is it gives you the option to create video lessons. So if you want to record your lessons, it'll record your voice and everything with it. All right, so let's look at that. Let's try one. So what you're going to do is hit New Lesson, and I'm going to start recording my lesson. All right, so now I'm actually recording what I'm saying. What's nice about this is you can use different colors. You can use a nice little stylus if you have one, but you can use different colors, which works nice in mathematics. I'm sure it would work in other classes as well. but like I'm doing equations, for example, all right? And I want to show different steps. All right, so I could show step 1, the original problem, change my color, go to step 2, and look, I made a mistake, now what? Do I have to erase the whole thing? No, what's nice about this is you hit the back button and it'll erase whatever your last stroke was on there. So, I mean, if I were just to do this problem, and again, I'm going kind of fast, but I could show the different steps, and that's helpful to the students. All right, here's zero product, whatever. Okay, so we get the different values here. I can have many step equations just by different colors. All right, now again, if they're not understanding a certain part of this, they're saying, whoa, 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 back up. What did you do? How did you get from the blue part to the red part, for example? You can just hit the back button and it'll take you there. All right, so boom, I go right back to that and start talking about, okay, here's what I did, talk about whatever, factoring, zero product rule, whatever. And then rather than having to write it all down again, you can hit the forward button and it's all right there. All right, so the undo and the redo is really nice on here. Only problem that I see with this, or that I see you could have a problem with this, is when you're writing on here, you have to write kind of big, and it takes a lot of room, and it's not as neat as it would be if I was writing on the board. Maybe that's just me. This isn't the best stylus, but that's a possibility. So you can undo and redo steps, and you can insert pictures too, you can insert documents. And now how do I get these pictures and documents? They're all in my Dropbox. So I can insert them right in class. Some of you know what's coming here, some of you don't. All right, so how do I insert a picture? Well, let's create a new page. Very easy to create a new page. We're going to hit this right here, and I have a new page, and you have the opportunity to go back to it if you want to. If you need to revisit a topic or whatnot, it's there. Again, this is all being saved, it's all being recorded. Now, let's say that I want to insert a picture. So I'm going to insert a picture from my Dropbox. Okay? Let's see. I'm trying to look at certain pictures I have here. All right, I'm going to insert any picture I want from my Dropbox, and you'll notice also I can insert files. All right, this is an example of what I used today in class. All right, so here I have an actual file that I uploaded. It's a little tricky uploading files, and I think that'll have to be a different workshop. But you can go through and upload files rather quickly. They do have software to do that. But I have an issue with trusting all the software. Don't know if it's safe or not. And most of it costs money. So I have an easy method to go through. But I won't go through that right now. It's just using Paint, print screen. So we have an example like this where my notes pop up. And now what's nice about this is I can annotate on these notes while I'm talking. Now right now you'll see that the recording is paused. It'll pause while I stop to insert an image. Okay, so the recording stopped. Now I got my image back up, and boom, I can hit record again to continue from where I left off. So now I'm recording. And what's nice about this, like I said, I can rotate it if I need to rotate it, duplicate it. Let's rotate. All right. And what I like about this is I can actually write notes in here too. I'm going to click on the little hand. And again, use any colors that you want, but I can underline certain information. All right. I can basically do whatever I want. So that's nice too, and it'll record that. And again, you can always go back if there's something that you don't want on there. So that's an example of inserting a file. So let's go to a new page and insert a photo. No, not that photo. So you that's something we have going on, right? You can insert a picture from here. You can insert it from your Dropbox. I'll just pull up any picture that I have.
Who's that?
Oh my gosh, I remember that person. Oh my gosh.
And again, it paused recording. Let me pull up the picture. boom, hit the button again, and I'm back to recording. And again, you can do whatever you want on
Use that up there as long as you need it.
Forgot about that here.
So you can do whatever you want to these, but like I said, the files are nice. You can upload PDFs or PowerPoint files, anything you want, and it's pretty easy as long as you have them in your Dropbox. All right. So. Now, let's say I want to save this lesson. This is pretty harsh, I love it. Let's say I want to save this lesson. How do I save it, all right? I hit the stop button, I want to get out of here. It'll ask me if I want to save my lesson. Well done. So we can, what you can do is type in any title that you want, next, description, whatever, and then you can choose who you want to view this lesson. It can be private, it can be public, you can pick certain people, doesn't matter. Let's just say I want it public, whatever, and you hit save. Oops. And it should save the lesson for you. What you'll see is, again, the last part of your lesson. But like I said, I was recording. So now I want to go back and revisit the lesson or send it to the students. Good one, play here for me. Oh, my sound's off, I'm sorry. Only problem that I see with this, you could have a problem with this, is when let's not listen to that. Writing on. So what I can do is go to any part of this lesson that I want
really
to.
nice.
But that's the best part there.
Can you add to the lesson?
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Like I said, the files are nice. You can upload.
Oh, can I add to this one?
PowerPoint files, anything you want.
Right, later, if you wanted to extend that lesson, make it a little bit longer, clarify something, could you go into it and add?
I think you can combine them. I've never done it though. Let's get back to the lesson here. Done. All of your lessons will be right here. I think you can combine them together, but you'd have to start a new one here. So you start a new lesson and then.
Okay, so if you only got like halfway through and you stopped,
Yep.
like later, you couldn't continue on from there?
Mhm.
You just call it.
Well, I know you can pause it at any point and stop, but I
If you
mean,
pause it and leave the app and come back, you continue that lesson or you
yes,
start
if
a new one.
I pause this and I clicked out of here, it would still be paused right there with the lesson. All right. And again, we're just moving around, clicking that button. All right. Any general questions or any kind of questions that I can answer? That was a good question.
The files that you make, do they take up a lot of storage space?
No. The files that I make on here, usually with these apps, and that's a good point because that's where they can get you. Once you use a certain amount of space, they can say, okay, you enjoyed this app, you use it a lot. Now, if you want more space, you got to pay for it. But you can also store your stuff in, what is it, Google? iCloud. All right, it's your digital locker, and like I said, for the most part, it's free. Once you hit a certain limit, but that's something that I'm moving into, but iCloud is nice. It's your own little spot open space here that you have, and all your stuff
And
is
it's not
saved.
too expensive, I just.
Oh, you have it?
I had to buy more.
See,
space.
that's what I mean.
But it was like $20 for the year and I got way more than what I needed,
Okay.
so.
But that's what I notice a lot. Even the kids' games, they let them play them for a little bit and say, did you like it? $1.99, you can have the whole game. So that's kind of where they'll get you. But usually it's reasonable too. $20 if you really use it and want to store this.
So you're not storing them on your iPad?
Hmm?
You're not storing these lessons?
No,
on
you're
your
storing them up in space. They call it iCloud. You got some little spot you're storing everything there, so it doesn't take up.
So how much did you get originally?
I don't know. I haven't done iCloud. How
Unless
much
it's
did you
like
get?
5 gig, you automatically get or
5?
something, and then you get a lot more for $20. I don't remember.
But I mean, if you actually look, you can find a lot of free stuff here. A lot of free apps. Like I said, there's 600,000 right now.
That's the only thing I spent more than $2 on too.
Oh, okay. But what's nice about the iPad too, obviously I can move around the room, I can move around, I don't have to carry my laptop, which I know shouldn't be a burden, but my laptop or my desktop, of course, they're all communicating. And if I want to post something on my website, say I get a picture, like I found a great picture of Steve, get a picture, I can immediately post it on my website right from my iPad. All right, or from my computer, or from whatever. If I want to change an assignment. So I mean, let's see, let me go to my website. And this website I have too on here is free. It didn't cost me anything. The only thing, the reason why it's free is because they want the hero bowl. They want the hero bowl on there. And then they'll let you have it for free. Oh, for those of you who is responsible, originally, again, this is the webpage that all my students visit. And again, I have all their class stuff on here. But originally I thought it was the students. So I said, look how cute my students are, look what they did. And then I found out who the real culprit was and I had visual evidence.
So John, do you use Blackboard or do you use this website in lieu of any Blackboard?
Just the website. I haven't used Blackboard.
Okay.
I just have the website. Again, it's free. But again, once I really use a lot of space, they're going to ask me for a donation. But you'll have to pay for it.
Because what you had up there before, it was one of your classes, looks a lot similar to what I put out on Blackboard.
Oh, okay. No, this is just a separate website. I went through and just designed my own website. And honestly, it took me about a half hour to design this website. That's how easy it is. And you can update it very easily using your website builder app. That's not an app, I'm sorry. Website builder. Go in and add anything you want. All you got to do is hit preview website to look at your changes, and it's there.
They don't submit anything through there or anything, it's just.
No, this is just
Information.
This is information
Okay.
for them. This
All
is their assignments, what's due, what's going on, you know, reminders. If I'm not going to be in class or something, they can shoot right to the website. They can also contact me, so if they forgot my email address or something, just click on contact and they can shoot me a message. And again, it's nice because it's all free. It doesn't cost me anything.
Can you print with that? Can you send it to different printers?
Yeah.
This? Yeah. But again, what else is nice with the iPad? Again, I don't know how basic you guys want me to get in here, but you can zoom in. You can zoom in with this. You can zoom out. You can adjust it. I mean, they're really cool. Let's just put it that way. But I mean, if you have any specific apps, you know, like, hey, I'm looking for an app for this, I can try to help you find one. But like I said, the easiest way is to go right through, what do you call it?
The App Store?
Yeah, the App Store right here. And you can narrow down your searches. You can go by what's new, what's popular, categories, and whatnot. And again, most of them are free, and if not, they'll at least let you try a free trial.
I kind of avoided my question.
I'm sorry, what's your question,
Can I
ma'am?
print with that?
Yes, would you like me to print it?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, we can send it to a printer. Wireless it has to be though, I think.
Oh.
Right, Barry?
I was thinking for Jesus.
Sure.
Well, unless I connect it. We did get a cord about this long. How long is it?
This big.
We got a cord this long that goes from here to a
If
USB.
the printer's on the network, it should be able to find it,
Okay.
as long as there's a driver for it.
So yeah, no, if you want to print that photo, for example, you just go to my website. It's gccmath.herobow.com. HeroBow is because it's free. Otherwise, it'd just be GCC Math. Or GCC Math Hero, whatever. All right, and what else is nice? Again, I'm not going to get too carried away. Your email's right here, too. Your email's a click away. All right? So all your emails right here, and you can send an email. I mean, it's what it is. It's like a portable computer, only it doesn't have all the great memory that we want. But that's where you can buy the memory or put it in iCloud.
Calendar too.
Yes, calendar, you'll get Ken's reminders.
In the middle of the night.
In the
I know,
middle
you
of
hear
the
it
night,
ding at 1 in the morning.
1 in the morning, yep.
And
Oh my God.
that's
Oh,
Ken.
yeah.
Someone else sees it on your product.
Huh?
Somebody else sees it.
But again, I went through pictures and whatnot. This takes great pictures. So I mean, if you wanted to take a picture of,
Students, right.
look at the nice picture we take,
Yeah, that's where,
and you can record and whatnot.
yeah, that's where I took it.
Any specific questions? Anything I can try to answer for you?
What is that?
I will, later in the month.
Yeah, Beth's going to be talking, I think, primarily about.
Well, I'm going to talk a little bit about the teacher pal, teacher kit, and then I have a couple other things that you didn't talk about. That.
Okay, good.
But it's going to be similar, you know, in terms of the way I use it.
Nice.
What are the different memory capabilities when you're buying? I was looking at a few this summer, I looked at like three times I was gonna buy one, I never did. But do you know what they're at now, it's like 32?
I'm not sure. Ken
I don't know,
gave
my
it to me,
opinion
but-
is you don't need a ton of memory on it because you've got the cloud options, so
Yeah.
I don't think, like even, I know the iPhones come in like different sizes and stuff, I bought the lowest amount of memory on my phone. You just have to, you know, make sure you don't clog it up with pictures or you get them off and you put them places. I don't
Videos
ever
are
have a
big,
problem.
too.
Videos are huge. I don't have a problem with the space. I don't personally need it because I think with the cloud and other things, you don't need to have everything on that device. It's my
Anybody
opinion.
up on the new one that's coming out, it went into production, it's supposed to be out soon, the newest version of the iPad, anybody up on that?
The new the iPad 2?
No.
That's
mini.
already
The one, 3?
The mini,
Three.
the mini one. They're supposedly coming
Yeah,
out with the
those
mini
model.
one.
Okay.
That there's a press release, I believe, next week that they're slated to be out for the holiday season,
Yeah. okay.
which should be the size of like more of the Kindles.
Okay.
And with the price point's unknown because it hasn't been officially announced, but the thought it'll compete with more of like the Kindle Fire product that Amazon came out with, which will be a smaller, more cost-effective one. I'm actually considering it as a Christmas present for my kids so that I can stop having a fight with them over this in the evening. Because it's literally a fight. They always want it. They always want to.
Recording my lesson. Recording my lesson.
So,
All right.
any other questions? Again, I would see Barry if you're looking at purchasing one on your own. But everyone that's here gets a free iPad anyway, so I'm assuming you'll get the most memory out available. All right, thanks for coming. Let me know if you have questions. I'll help if I can.
So do you project this in your classrooms those days? Do you bring the whole circle?
Oh, jeez.
Man, they're not invited to mine.
I know, you didn't see what they were writing on them and showing me.
Oh, there's still pizza left too.
I was under duress here.
So
Some of the comments.
do you bring this to class most of the time and project?
I'd say about 50-50.
50-50.
Depends what I'm doing.